Welcome to Moms That Cuss, where motherhood is real, life is chaotic, and we say the words other moms pretend they don't. We're your hosts, Tiff and T, bringing real life, raw, and non-judgmental conversations about chaos, kids, and clapbacks. Let's get into this shit.
And you're live.
So I'm telling Jordan she's in here like talking to me, and I'm like, get out, because I've been telling everyone to get out of the room for a while now. And I'm like, unless you're going to stay in here for the podcast, get out. And she goes, oh, okay, I'm staying in here. I'm going to tell Emma I'll call her in an hour. And so she sits down, she like starts playing music. And I'm like, Jordan, turn it off. Like, what are you doing? And she goes, I'm going to go live. I'm going to shoot a video and say, on the set of Moms That Cuss, like bragging. And she's like, I'm going to go around the room. Meanwhile, we in your bedroom.
If she's on the scene.
She's on the set.
Yeah, she's on the set.
Yes, I am sitting in bed right now making this podcast. Okay, because my podcast space has been taken over by a Christmas tree. Here we are right now.
The Christmas tree is there?
Yeah, we turned somehow my podcast room has now become the Christmas room. Marvin decided that he likes that sofa and he likes that room better now because he's got that really expensive, what is it? Projector that we bought from Samsung 2 years ago that we never used. Now all of a sudden I get a new sofa and he wants to watch the projector in that room specifically. Now we don't even like use our living room anymore. He always wants to be in that room and I'm like, this is my podcast room. He's like now made it a new living room. So the projector, he bought a mount for the projector. So now it's mounted on the wall. He bought a sound bar for I told you about the sound karaoke machine thing. So now there's a sound bar in there and that's like his space now. He watched the Panthers game the other night in there and
So it's just actually doesn't belong to you anymore. It's basically what I'm hearing.
I have no space in this house. Literally. We have 3 living spaces. We have a family room, a loft, and a living room. They're all occupied by everyone else. I have an office that Marvin works out of when he is home. Asher's toys are in my office. Marvin has his man cave lab, which he shares with Jordan, and they game in there. Like, everyone has their own space but me. It's like every time I try to take my own space, somebody else takes it over.
They need to give you a space. You deserve a space.
I'm saying, God. So I'm gonna take over the garage. That's it. I'm just gonna take over the garage.
If it's warm.
I'll put some heaters in there.
Yeah, because I don't know if anybody wants to be in the garage, but just so happen because you go in the garage, now everybody's going to have business in the garage.
All of a sudden, that's like the new cool hangout place. It's bad. I can't even like piss in peace. Like, if it's not the kids, it's the cats. Like, literally, they will kill themselves. Waffles will literally commit suicide trying to get between the door and the wall while it's closing as I'm trying to go in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh.
For real.
They're obsessed with you.
It's crazy. I'm like, can I just pee, please? Nick will open the door if I'm in the bathroom and try to like show me a magic trick.
Oh my gosh.
Girl, I was showering the other day. Brooklyn walks right in. I'm like holding my tits. I'm like, what? Hello, I'm naked, like butt ass naked. Get out. And she's like just standing there holding the conversation like it's normal. I'm like, no.
That's really normal in our home.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I just walked in the girl's room and I'm like, I need my headphones. And she's like, yeah, your mom needs her headphones. And Anaya says something back, oh man, she needs her headphones or whatever she says back. I don't know. And I'm just standing at the door. There's just bodies everywhere. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty. We used to be really bad where we would walk around the house with no clothes and stuff like that. And then Larry was like, you cannot walk around here like that in front of Zakai. My mom used to do it with my brother. My mom used to do it with us. So it was never, my mom pretty much a lot of the years of us growing up, she wasn't in a relationship. And she did have a boyfriend, my brother and sister's father. And he was around probably for the longest period of time where she actually lived with him. But other than that, she didn't have like men that she had around us a lot. So for a long time, it was me, my mom, my sister, and then years later, my other sister came. And a couple of years after she came, then my brother came. By the time I was in 12th grade, he might have been like 2 or 3. So that was me in 12th grade, and he was 2 or 3. And at that point, we've been walking around naked forever, So whenever I had my kids, it was pretty much the same thing. Just walk around naked, like, hey, all
I mean,
right,
that's pretty
busting the door.
much, yeah, how it is here. Like Marvin will be like, guys, you can't walk around like that. But I mean, it was me, my mom, and my 3 sisters. So we also always just kind of walked around however we wanted to. And I mean, I like being naked. I don't care. It's just funny though, because it's like, literally, can I just at least shower? Can I pee? Like in peace, y'all, please.
We can't
And
have nothing though.
nothing, nothing. There was one time me and Marvin were so desperate to have an alone conversation or to do something together. I don't remember what we were doing. This is a while ago, but it popped up on Facebook Memories a couple weeks ago. And it was something like we locked ourselves in our closet to play a game together or something like that. And we were legit just sitting on the closet floor. Or there's been times where I've picked up dinner and I'm like, do you want to have a date? We can't go out, but do you want to have a date? I'll grab dinner and we'll sneak it in the house and we'll go sit in our closet on the floor. And literally, that's our date because you just can't get away. You just literally can't get away. There's no peace, no privacy.
Nope.
Somebody always wants me, always needs me.
When we're recording, I have a sticky note on the door, and it's the yellow one,
Yeah.
not the pale yellow one, but the highlighter yellow one. And
Mhm.
it says in big letters, "Do not disturb." And I'm coming in my room and I'm sitting down, and here goes the guy busting open the door. I need to take a shower in your bathroom. I'm like, that shit says do not disturb. What part of that didn't you understand? He's like, I need to take a shower. It says do not disturb. And he's like, well, Brooklyn took a lot of hot water. And I'm like, it says do not disturb. What the hell? He's stressing me out. I just can't even have anything. And usually my door is locked, an electronic lock. So you need your thumbprint to get in here. The other day, I went to go come in my room and my thumbprint was working, but for whatever reason, it wasn't unlocking. So we ended up having to break in the room. And
Oh,
it was like, yeah, so if you are inside the room, it'll do the same thing. Like it's not opening from inside or outside. And I was like, oh no, fuck that. Because if I get locked in this room, I die. He was like, no, that actually might be your piece to like turn on a movie and relax. And I was like, oh yeah, I could do that.
I'm like,
And he was
shit, I wish I could get locked in my room. I'd be like, sorry, I'm locked in here. I can't get out. Call for help. We gotta wait till Marvin gets home. Like, oh shit, this is miserable, like might
like,
actually get like a minute of peace, actually like sit and watch something or man, how do I get locked in my own room?
yep, because
That's gonna be my Google search tonight. How do you lock yourself in your own bedroom?
yeah, because he surely was like, yeah, you ain't doing this right. You should want to get locked in the room. And I was like, damn, you're right. I probably should. But I started thinking about like being locked into somewhere and not being able to get out. Like, even if you wanted to, it's cool
Yeah.
to be locked in here, but like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
I
oh
probably
God.
would be having like anxiety.
Yeah. I was like, I probably have anxiety in here being locked in. He's like, no, you need to take if you get it locked in here. But anyways, he didn't end up letting me get locked in here. He put tape on the little piece in the door, like
Hmm.
the little
So it doesn't like lock.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now that's why Zakai busted in here, talking about he needs to use my shower. And now I'm like, I wish I had the damn lock again because then nobody could come in here. But I bet you they'd probably be at my door knocking on it. Like,
Oh
doot,
yeah.
doot.
Yeah. Mine know instantly when I'm done with this. Like literally, I'll be like, okay, bye. And we disconnect and they open the door. And I'm like, y'all were literally just sitting outside, just listening, just waiting for your moment. Just
They're like, oh, she said, hey.
game. Bet. Let's go.
That's our go time.
Yep.
Ready,
Yep.
set, go. She
Well,
said,
that's like
bye.
Jordan. Jordan gets so excited when me and you get on the phone. Jordan's like, "Are you on the phone with Deasia? You're on the phone with Deasia." Like she's like, "I love the drama. I love listening to y'all's phone conversations." She's like, "That's my drama for the week. That's my
Oh
drama
my
for the day." I'm like, "Oh my god, Jordan, you've got a problem." She's saying, you can't hear her really, but she's saying like, "I'm going to start school in January." She's not allowed to curse, but she's like, "I'm going to start school in January, and now I'm going to miss all of Moms and T's conversations."
my
Jordan, go
gosh.
to school.
Why do you
Go
want to
make
be
friends.
why do you want to be homeschooled? I want to be homeschooled because my mom and T get on the phone and it's so much gossip and drama that I can't miss out. I just got to be home. Got to be
That's
home.
literally.
And it's not even like gossip about people. It's gossip about our kids that
That's
drives
it.
us nuts.
We're talking crap about y'all.
Yeah.
She got a point. She got a point. She said most of the time y'all don't talk about me because I'm good. She does got a point. She is
Yeah,
so
we
good.
actually, Jory, you're really not the topic.
No, she's
That's why you're
not.
just
She's not.
chill and you can listen to it. But I think I was telling my sister one time, I was like, yeah, I was talking to Tiffany and, we were really in a good conversation. I can't remember what it was about, but Jordan kept like chiming in and then Tiffany was like, George, she's my friend. Let me talk. I was like, it's the home girl. Like she's really the homie.
Yep. So I guess the question is, did you let Kai shower or did you make him go somewhere else?
Somewhere else. No, because that's what type of mom I am. Yes, go somewhere else. But he was like, Brooklyn took all the hot water. And then I was pissy because I'm like, how did Brooklyn take all the hot water? Because the water is on. The hot
Uh-huh.
water is on. So how does she take all the hot water? Because I pay a lot of money for this damn gas bill every month. Why isn't there any hot water? So then that gave like red flags. So then me and Larry had to go researching and he checked and he was like, yeah, the water's actually not getting hot. So I don't really know what the outcome of Kai's shower was because I was like, Larry, just go, maybe flip the breaker. But yeah, that's weird because we never don't have hot water. So there are like 50 showers that have to be taken at night. We always have hot water. And it's not even like, oh, the water's getting cold. When we used to live in an apartment, that used to happen. Like the water would get cold, but never in the house. So I don't know.
Well, I was gonna say, so I guess you never had a shower where it was like it started off like hot and then like got cold. But that actually happened to me this week. And I'm one of those, I want it hot, like real hot. If I'm not changing colors when I'm getting out the shower, it's not hot enough. Like my skin literally needs to turn a different color. And it's so funny because Marvin will get in the shower and he'll be like, babe, I left the shower on for you. And I go in there and I'm like, is this what the fuck you shower in? What is this? Who are you? Like,
I
just
don't
didn't
even know my
wash anything.
husband.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know you. And for my husband to be such a big, strong man, I'm like, this is it. This is the temperature you use.
You're
Um,
supposed to be my steamy hot husband and you
I'm
take
saying,
lukewarm
you
showers.
take these
This
bitch
doesn't
ass
make sense.
showers. Like, what is
Nothing.
this? And then I go in there and I turn the knob all the way and I come out and there's like steam coming out the doors and the windows are all fogged up and there is precipitation all over the countertop and the floor. And,
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
beet red. Like, I look like I literally had just been abused. And yeah. So I was in the shower the other day and I started a load of laundry, which the laundry room is like outside of my room. So it makes sense, but I didn't think about that. And so I started a load of laundry and then got in the shower and I'm like knee deep shaving. It's one of those good showers where you're like, okay, I'm going to take my time in here and like actually, do something. And girl, I was like again knee deep covered in shaving cream from head to toe and I go to get under the fucking faucet and it done turned cold and there ain't nothing like getting under the faucet when it started hot and then it turned cold and you're like you can't even jump out quick like and kind of like whore it, and just kind of wash the important parts because you have to get now all of this off of you and you didn't really shower because you kind of just started shaving first so like your body's still
Right.
nasty. So now I'm
Right.
like, man, shit, I'm gonna have to take this cold ass shower. And it sucks. It really sucks. So lesson learned there. I won't never start the laundry again right before I shower.
Oh,
So
I wonder.
I feel for Kai right now. I do. I feel for Kai. As
And he just came from the gym. So
oh,
he's like, I really need to get in the shower. And I'm like, that's really not my problem, sir. It's really not my damn problem. But hopefully they got it taken care of. I hope they did. But I don't like hot showers. We have eczema in our household. So we try to go like, not steaming hot, but our shower in our bathroom is literally dysfunctional. We have the stand-up shower and then we have the bathtub. When you took the shower all the way to the top, that would be hot. But if you had the knob all the way down at the bottom, that would be cold. And then the middle would be warm. So
yeah.
we thought when we would take it all the way to the top, it would be cold. And then we'd bring it to the bottom and it would be hot or warm, I should say. And then in the middle, you had to like get it just right to actually get hotter water than warm.
What?
I mean, it was so weird. So we ended up calling, like, what the fuck? Like, this is stupid. So the man comes and he's like, oh, shoot. He's like, I got hot water right here. But I'm like, what the fuck, girl? It was like that for like a year, maybe
Oh my
longer.
gosh.
Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, now I have to point it all the way down to get hot water. I'm like, this is crazy. So, like, you literally, if you were just getting in my shower, you wouldn't know what to do because she'd be like, where is the
It's
temperature at?
broken.
Like, what are you even supposed to put this thing on? Yeah, it's crazy. The shower in there is absolutely crazy.
Oh my
But
gosh.
I don't know. In the kids' bathroom, I don't even go in there.
I'm scared of my kid's bathroom. When you come up the stairs in the new house, we're all the way to the left. And then you've got like, you walk into a big open loft and we're all the way to the left. But then the kids are like all the way to the right. Like they have like their own side of the house.
Uh-huh.
And I get scared to go around that corner. Like I get real scared. You've got, again, we're all the way to the left. You've got the open loft and then you've got the lab, which for anyone listening, the lab is what used to be my husband's man cave. And then we decided it was going to turn man cave and mom cave. But I don't have time to do anything. All of the electronics are in that room specifically, off
Mhm.
limits to the kids. But we got Jordan a PC. And so she actually just moved in there because he got lonely playing by himself. So that's the lab.
Oh, she
So
plays with
it's
him now.
she does play with him now. So they both got their setups in there. My stuff is still in there too. I just don't ever go in there. We use my PC for TV for Asher at this point. He's taken over everything. But then you go around the corner and that's where all of the kids' rooms are and the kids' bathroom. And yeah, like I'm scared of that side of the house. So I don't that's a dark place, I don't go over there. That's Marvin's territory, he's got, like, full control over that. We have a bathroom downstairs that is specifically Asher's bathroom. It's got a tub and everything that we use for him. He's got all his toys in there and everything, and, again, see, Asher takes over the house. I go in that.
How does Asher, the baby, get his own bathroom?
Girl,
I'm
he's got
jealous.
his own everything, literally, his own everything, he takes over the whole house. Boy is spoiled rotten, spoiled rotten. He's got literally we just bought him a tablet. I know, like everyone's gonna judge me, but we bought him a tablet because he is obsessed with Bluey, like obsessed with Bluey. I mean, I work a lot, Marvin works a lot, and so if I'm on a conference call and I can't like really hold him, I'll put Bluey on and he sits very nice to watch Bluey. So it gives me the opportunity to take my conference call without having to keep pausing or walking away. I was like, okay, I can't keep passing him my phone because he throws it. Like he'll hold it or he'll drop it on his head. So I'm like, okay, no, you need to stop taking yourself out with the phone. And two, you don't need to be holding my phone. We were in BJ's the other day and we were walking past all the electronics and there was one of the kid proof tablets. And I was like, oh, that's a good price. We're buying that. And Mom was like, for who? Like everybody already has a tablet. And I was like, for Asher. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Good deal. Like smart, And so we bought him a tablet at
See,
10 months old. Yeah, bad parent.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging because, I mean, I know that some parents don't agree with screen time or a lot of screen time or a certain age before having screen time. And my philosophy is that sometimes you just have to do what you have to do depending on your lifestyle. And that's just what it is. And that's where I stand on it. And I don't give judgment, but that's
Yeah.
not really my business to get into. If
Yeah.
that's how you gotta roll, that's how you gotta roll. I can't judge you because you're gonna judge me for some shit that I'm sure you don't agree with.
Yep.
I know I'm gonna do some shit that pisses you off when it comes to my parenting. So I'm not in no position to judge anybody. Cause we, like Kyle and Corey, they have a cell phone and they're 9. And we don't just let them have their cell phone. Some days they have their cell phone, but a lot of days they don't.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, maybe one day they got their cell phone for some hours or whatever the case might be, but that might have been once or twice this week.
Yeah. We got Nick a smartwatch. We didn't want him to have a cell phone because we think he's too young for a cell phone. He's not mature enough for it or responsible enough for it. But we did get him a smartwatch because we were having issues with the bus. So we were able to at least track him. And I think he's worn it twice, 2 or 3 times since we bought it. Meanwhile, I'm paying monthly subscription for it. And then, I mean, Jordan, she has her phone, but she's super responsible with it. And if we tell her to, turn it off, she does. Brooklyn gets her phone taken away a lot because of bad behavior. Oh,
As well as my Brooklyn.
yeah, she like legit just got it taken away for a month because of some text messages between her and some boy. And it was mainly the boy's fault, but like I told her to put a stop to it and she didn't. And I reached out to the mom and she didn't. And so I was just like, well, okay, I'm going to put a stop to it then. And if you can't communicate with him, these messages won't go back and forth. And they wound up breaking up, which is, again, that was the goal because he just was not respectful of her and she didn't understand why we were upset about the messages that were coming through. So we took her phone away for about a month. But yeah.
Has she gotten it back or she's still on her month?
No, girl, she just got it back like the other day. But okay, so the teacher sent me a message. She's got a great teacher, by the way, this year. This state sucks. So her teacher sent me a message and is like, Brooklyn was on her phone today. She got a referral for the phone. She was making TikToks in class. And so she was like, I took the phone away for the class and then I made her power it off. And so we took the phone, I think that was yesterday, and took it away from her. And then we were super sick yesterday. So I was like, all right, hey, if you help out with some stuff, I'll let you, work your way to get the phone back. So she did, and we gave her back the phone last night. But then today she was acting like an asshole while we were trying to like do laundry and just was like yelling at everyone and like shoving Nicholas and just being crazy. And so I was like, bet, okay, give me the phone back, like.
Right.
And she was like, you don't need to take my phone. I said, hold up. Everything in this house is mine. Okay, that's my phone, not yours. I allow you to use it, but everything in this bitch is mine.
Who do you think you're talking to?
I'm saying your phone. The fuck? Your phone. Shit.
Right. Okay, and I'm about to take it. Now,
All I asked you to do was help with some laundry. That's it. Like, you're showing your ass. Now I gotta show mine.
but that's so crazy with the kids and the cell phones because my Brooklyn, so she hasn't had a device, quote unquote. She hasn't had a device in a while now because of the text messages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think it was like last year. I don't know, maybe like last January. So it's probably been about a year. But she would, after we took it, she started stealing people's cell phones, finding old cell phones around the house and using them and so forth. So Larry was pretty much like, if you keep stealing from people, like you'll never get your stuff back. Because we took her cell phone and her tablet, no, or her iPad. But I let her use my iPad because sometimes I'll just let her sit on it or whatever if she's with me, or sometimes she'll ask, Mom, can I use your iPad? And I'll let her use it. And then she decided she wanted to start a YouTube channel. So I was like, sure, you can use it. Larry wasn't too fond of it, but I mean, I was just like, she's in 6th grade. She wants to do the things like Brooklyn does all of her edits for her YouTube page. Like she's really talented when it comes to those things, but he didn't want her to think like, oh, what she was doing was right. And she kept stealing people's stuff. And that was his biggest thing. Like she just kept stealing. So anyways, I had her phone. That was another thing. When we would hide her phone, she would find it. So I had found the most clever hiding spot. I had her phone in my laptop case, but I never put my laptop in the case and I never had the laptop case out. Somehow or another, the laptop case ended up being out. I don't know how she ended up, like, maybe she was in my room and it was on the floor. I don't know. Somehow or another, she ended up finding the cell phone in the laptop case. And I didn't know because, like I said, I hadn't seen the phone in decades at this point.
Yeah.
So I get a phone call from the school and they're like, hey, I just want to let you know that Brooklyn's cell phone was confiscated and you're going to have to come to the school to get it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
What are you
cell
talking
phone
about?
does she have? Like, they're like, you're gonna have to come pick it up. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she's like, well, she's already had warning or two. And I'm like, First of all this shit would have been resolved if you would have took it the first time because she's not even supposed to have it. So I didn't even know she had a damn cell phone. Girl, that shit was like 3 months ago. It was like probably in September. That shit is still sitting at the school. I told her, I said, it's better to keep it there because at least I know you can't steal it back from them. So yeah, the damn cell phone's still sitting at the school. It's like,
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
gonna go pick that shit up. I'll probably go pick it up at the end of the year. You know, when it's all said and done, because it's easier for me to have it at the school where I know they're gonna keep it wherever they're keeping it, and she ain't gonna be able to get a hold to it.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, that it was so funny. I was like, Larry, they just called me from the school talking about Brooklyn's cell phone was confiscated. And yeah, he kind of was like, what? He was just as
What
confused as
phone?
I was. And I'm like, which cell phone? So I'm like, she's not even supposed to have it. And that's when I ended up going to my laptop case and realizing that the phone wasn't in there. But I know that it had been in there. And I think that she had just recently taken it away. Because as a matter of fact,
Mhm.
I think when she called me, she said that they had taken it, but she had gotten a warning maybe the week before or something like that. So I think she had just gotten it, but still.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'm like, I can't play these games with her in this damn cell phone.
That reminds me of like, so my mom used to tell me, I don't remember a whole lot from when I was younger, or like, I don't know, like trauma, I just pushed it aside, or I don't fucking know. But when I was a teenager, my mom made mention that, so I had this friend, Caitlin. Caitlin was my best friend in high school. And me and Caitlin, I don't personally think we ever did anything wrong. I don't think we did anything that wasn't like normal for our age. But my mom just like always thought me and Caitlin were getting into like no good. So Caitlin didn't have a cell phone, and I mean, this was back when they were like flip phones, like nothing fancy, and it was like prepaid, like track
Uh-huh.
phone. And I had a cell phone. I was working. I had always worked. And so I bought myself a phone. And girl, I don't know why, but I had so many cell phones. Like I constantly bought new phones, even though there was nothing wrong with the other phone. And so my mom would tell me, like, Caitlin's parents were so mad because they didn't know she had a cell phone, and you would buy a new one and you give Caitlin your other phone. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, apparently I was just like dealing out cell phones to friends.
The cell phone dealer.
Yeah, I was just a cell phone dealer, you know? And I think then I gave another friend a cell phone too. So meanwhile, we're over here and we all got these cell phones, and their parents don't know that they have phones. And it's because I'm over here like passing out cell phones to people like they're candy. You get a cell phone, you get a cell phone. But that's so funny about Brooklyn. I mean, it's
But
bad.
there's another parent that I talked to, and she's kind of having the same type of issues with her daughter, who's also in middle school. And I'm like, why is it that Brooklyn has gotten into like I don't know if it's like this day and age or what, but this middle school transition for my Brooklyn has just been hell. I've been fighting since school started in August to like
Yeah.
fighting for her grades, back and forth with the teachers, me and her back and forth. Like it just has not been the best experience. And, I know that all kids are different, but mine, I feel like she's starting to do a little more following. And the
Yeah.
teachers told me that she's a great student when she's not around other students, but I don't know how to separate it and, trying to get her to realize that she's made a bad name for herself. And oh my gosh, Zakai, when he was younger, first grade, kindergarten and first grade, he was absolutely terrible. I mean, I'm talking about terrible. He was tearing that school up. But yeah, he was tearing that school up when he was in kindergarten, first grade. And then when he got to second grade, he had like a complete change. He had done a 360, and I'm not really sure what it was, but he had a complete change. And I didn't have any more trouble out of him until I think it was seventh grade, where he was getting into a little mischief. Anaya and Azaya, I didn't have any trouble out of them. I mean, like they might have gotten in trouble-ish in elementary school, but definitely not in middle school and definitely not in high school. So having so much come from her, it's just like, oh my gosh. Like I have to be really strategic about the way I talk to her and the things that I implement for her and trying to set ground rules and boundaries, preaching into her about being a good human. That's like my favorite thing. Being a good human. I tell all my kids that. be a good human, have integrity, do the right thing
Yeah.
when nobody's looking. And trying to instill this in her where in fifth grade, she didn't necessarily have those problems. I just don't understand what the disconnect is now this year. I'm like, maybe because they get a little more freedom. I have no idea, but I know that it's stressing me out. It's
No,
completely
it's
stressing me out.
definitely stressful. Like, I don't know. Like Jordan's always been such a good student. We've really never had issues with her. So like the transition from like elementary school to middle school for her, it was complicated because of the school because, the school was new and they had a lot of issues. So that's where, she struggled, but not necessarily like getting in with the wrong kids or anything like that. I mean, she had some issues with some girls, and we talked to her and she fixed herself. But man, like Brooklyn here, and this was okay. So she went into sixth grade in a completely new school in a completely new state. So this was a big transition for her.
Uh-huh.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the school. The school's great in a sense of like with Brooklyn's IEP, they've been really awesome. The teachers are super communicative with me. I think she's really got some really great teachers. They allow her to submit her work late, or they'll send work home when I pick her up in carpool in the afternoon. They'll have a packet of paperwork and be like, this is what she needs to get done. And they'll physically hand it to me. They've been really accommodating with that aspect, and they really push for her to give her every opportunity to get her grades up and turn the work in, even when all of the other kids should have turned their work in at that point. So
Yeah.
they've been really great in that aspect. But I don't know if it's the kids she's involved, but she's rowdy like lately, really rowdy. I mean, she's usually rowdier. She's definitely a harder kid. She's got a lot of emotions. She's dealing with the autism and ADHD and anxiety, but her anxiety has stopped since we moved. Like she's not really anxious like she used to be. I mean, we literally couldn't take her out anywhere. Like we could not physically get her out of our house, and like that's gone. But like now she's just like real rowdy. And I think a lot of it has to do with the kids. She's had multiple referrals since we've been in middle school for dumb stuff too. Like she's gotten in a couple of fights, not necessarily her fault, but she's gotten into a couple of fights. I don't know. The middle school this year has been really complicating for us. I honestly was going to pull her out and put her in a private public school, like a charter school, I guess, but I don't know if that's going to be any better. But also, Nick struggled a lot with this move too and going into third grade. But he had a really horrible teacher and he's doing better now. She's on maternity leave until March. And we're so thankful for that because she was a bitch, like miserable bitch. He really, really was struggling. And now he's got a substitute male teacher and he's doing fine. Because at first I was just like, man, it's just the whole state. Burn the state down. The state fucking sucks. Like, it's the state. I mean, it is the state. And we can get into that more because I got some stories. Some stories. So yeah, the
Yeah.
state really sucks. Fuck this state. But no, I think I don't know. It must be a middle school thing. I don't know. But no, fuck the state.
Right. So I think that that might give us a couple of episodes to talk about your
Girl.
move or the state.
The state.
Which,
The
which
state we can finish out like next year with the stories I can tell. I mean, you've heard some of them. You saw my clap back this morning. That
right.
was a whole story in itself.
So yeah, I think that'll be good because those stories are funny and some of them are actually horrible. But
Yeah.
there's definitely comedy in it. But also I would definitely like to touch on the middle school ADHD, IEPs, just to maybe bounce some ideas and maybe some of our followers might have some suggestions on that because a lot of kids now today are struggling with anxiety and depression, having IEPs, and how the schools are accommodating or how they're not accommodating or how they're educating us on the IEPs and maybe making sure that they have the max benefits or the
Yeah.
lack of. And that's where I think I'm at now for middle school. It's the lack of, but also I
Yes.
think it is because the school is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. In the conversation that I had with the teacher yesterday on the phone, I was actually crying. The
Oh,
kids are treating her so horribly.
yeah.
And she's a Nigerian woman and the sweetest woman, and she's 60 years old. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you have to deal with that Not necessarily saying that it's the teacher's fault or anything like that, but I don't think that the IEPs are being recognized right now where Brooklyn is at, or they're not
Yes.
pushing to help her, and Brooklyn's not on medication or whatever the case might be. But either way, I'd definitely love to get into that some more because I think that'll be a good
Yeah.
topic for us to discuss.
Well, okay, so not to sidetrack, but we did sidetrack because originally this podcast we were going to do holiday chaos.
Yeah.
And then we got really sidetracked and we started talking about a bunch of different things. And so I'm going to say two things real quick. So I definitely think we should talk about the IEP and the ADHD and the autism and what that looks like because we both struggle with that and I know there's a lot of people that struggle with that. And so it is something that I do want to open up on the podcast and open up to viewers to send their experience or questions or concerns. I think we should do that like an open chat kind of so we can communicate back and forth.
Oh, that,
We'll have to get into that later. But there's a lot of topics that I think we can touch on. I mean, between
yeah,
me and you, we've been through so many different things that we can relate to probably anyone at this point. So
exactly. Just pick the random man that just walked
just
down the street. Guarantee you.
guarantee you there's a story somewhere we can dig deep for, or we may not even have to dig. It might be right up on top. Um,
Exactly.
but no, there's so much that we can talk about because between me and you, we've been through so much different things in our lives and we've been through different things. So collectively, it's a lot. And I think we should explore a lot of different subjects. Going forward, it'll be a little bit more structured and we'll have some topics that we dive real deep in. And it's going to get dark and it's going to get hard and it's going to get rowdy and we may cry, we may scream, we may laugh. But
All of the emotions. All of them.
all of the emotions, all of them. And I'm an open book. And for the
Yes.
most part, we're an open book.
So that's going to conclude our episode for today. Thank you guys for tuning in to Moms That Cuss, and we hope to see you again on the next episode. Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for hanging out with us on Moms That Cuss. If you laughed, related, or felt seen, go ahead and subscribe, share, or send this to another mom who needs the real stuff. Until next time, keep the chaos, the kids, and the clapbacks rolling.